So you've lived in Des Plaines for quite some time now, and you're ready to begin a new chapter in a new home. Are there some things you may need to look out for during the sale? Well, let's break it down. Come on in and have a seat. Ben Weaver here, an Illinois attorney and founder of 23 Legal. I provide personal, practical, and professional legal service by guiding clients through the process of buying and selling a home throughout Chicago and its suburbs. With me as always is Adam, running out of nicknames car.
Yeah, so I'm like 3 months of this. I'm out.
Yeah.
I've got none left.
Well, we gotta come up with something. Where's Ann? Let's get her some nicknames for her.
Yeah, really.
And today we're gonna look at what you need to be aware of when you're selling property in Des Plaines. First, let's take a look at the history of the city of Des Plaines. Originally inhabited by Potawatomi, Ottawa, and Ojibwe tribes, French explorers arrived in the 1600s and named the waterway River of the Plane Trees. And it became known as Des Plaines in 1869, named after the railroad stop of the same name. Des Plaines was the site of Ray Kroc's first McDonald's franchise, but sadly, that building has since been demolished. Alright, so now that we're all familiar with Des Plaines, let's move on to the meat and potatoes here, just like Ray Kroc's McDonald's. What you need to know about selling that property in Des Plaines. Now the seller is responsible for a $2 or $1,000 tax. This means for every $1,000 the house costs, the seller must pay the city $2. So if a property costs $150,000, the seller will pay a $300 tax to the city. If the property is worth $250,000, the seller will pay $500 to the city. In some municipalities, it's the duty of the buyer to pay that tax, but Des Plaines requires the seller cover the tax. And guess what? If you're buying a house in Des Plaines, you get a new water meter. All houses bought and sold will now require the installation of a new census water meter before the sale can become official. It does take a bit of time for the city to schedule an installation appointment, and a house cannot be sold until the process has been completed. So for that reason, it's best to call the city right as you start the process to give them enough time to finish the installation, and your sale can continue as normal. Next, this is where we here at 23 Legal start doing some of that heavy lifting. When you retain our services, we'll take care of some of the more complicated paperwork involved in the sale. Let's take a second to go over some of this paperwork. Now, 5 business days before closing, we'll be sure to send what's called the Des Plaines form, which is a form that includes the final water bill, the My Deck, which is a complicated tax form that we'll take care of for you, a copy of the deed, which 23 Legal will also be sure to require for you, and any surveys we may need to send in. The survey mainly ensures all zoning and encroachment issues are squared away and all fall within city guidelines. Once those forms are all submitted, the city's finance department will email when the stamp is ready and once that final water bill has been calculated. We at 23 Legal will pick up that stamp at City Hall for you so you don't have to. Once all those have been collected and submitted and the transaction is finalized and the sale is closed, start celebrating because it's time to get your money, baby. Oh, we should note a special heads up. If you're selling a rental property, there's a required city inspection. Much like the new water meter, it's important you contact the city early in the process to give them adequate time to do their own independent inspection. We say at the very least, give them 2 weeks, but the earlier you reach out, the better off the back end of the sale will be. If you have any other questions in regards to selling or buying a house in Des Plaines, please leave a comment and we'll get right back to you. Please like this video if you found it helpful and share it with anyone you know who's going through the buying or selling process in the Northwest Chicago suburbs. And subscribe for more information on real estate law in Illinois. I'm Ben Weaver, overtaking new contracts and clients, and I'll see you in the next video.